Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Once again, Bose 831 Gaming is live on Twitch, and welcome to a continuation of my Twitch live stream series. We're playing Farming Simulator 22 Premium Edition, and we're on the Alma, Missouri map, and that's Alma, Missouri in the United States of America. And once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're just gonna jump right into it and picking up somewhat from where we left off on the last episode. In the last episode of the series, we were continuing the process of working contracts and getting our account balance up. Remember, my stated goal was to get our account balance up to over $1 million, and then we were going to start working on acquiring two additional pieces of property on the map. Uh, this property over here, part number 35, and that contains cows, and this property up over here, number 10, that contains pigs. Even though our starting property also has cows, sheep, and horses on them as well. We dived into the animal husbandry portion of what we want to do on this map and in the series, I wanted to acquire all of the properties that I'm going to need for utilizing all of the animals that are available on the map. So I want to make sure I get out both of the cow barns and the property containing the pig facility. We already have the horses here, the sheep here, and cows here. And then we would start working on getting the animals that we need for each of those facilities and getting that whole process started. I did make up my mind that I am going to do horses in this series as well. I'm just going to start really small because that can kind of deviate into another thing all by itself. You could almost do just a separate animal husbandry series just on doing horses if you wanted to, but that's an entirely different thing, and I don't want to deviate down that because horses require different time and attention. But we'll definitely get into some of that as we advance in the series. One of the other things that I did learn about this map is I've been reading up on it, as this map also supports this process called swathing, which is, I guess, is using different equipment. You can harvest your crops and mow your grass and everything using this special harvester that also has this ability called swathing, and it increases the yield from your grass, as I understand it, when you use a swather. I think it's by an additional 5 or 10%. I'm not exactly sure because I've only been reading up on it and watching some stuff on it a little bit here and there. And you can also do something it can also increase the yield of your grain crops, as I understand it. But again, I'm not super heavy on it yet, and I'm not entirely 100% sure how that works yet. But I will, as I learn more about it, we may do some purchase the swather and do some of that as well. I definitely use the swather for mowing a few times to see how that works out now that I know about it. And I was also working on some different things off camera. I guess first of all, let me get you up to speed with what we've been doing so far. We've done a lot off camera since we were last tuned into the series. One of the big things here is I worked on, first of all, let me turn on the filter here so you can see grass as well, because one of my fields is a grass field, and by default, when you turn on your filters in the game, grass is the only filter that's turned off by default. Off camera, we've done planting on our own fields. Number 5, field number 4, we put down wheat. On field number 9, we planted oat. On field 3, we were in the process of planting grass, but we have not finished doing that process. So we want to definitely go ahead and continue that. But as I was kind of reviewing some things on what I want to do in the series going forward, I came to the conclusion that I want to do some things a little bit differently here, and I kind of recognize that I want to go a different direction here with my what I'm using for my seeding and my planting, and I'm going to use a different seeder. I want to use a modded seeder that has a greater width than the seeder I'm using now, because I found in the 6-meter seeder is just not wide enough for what I'm doing right now. I want to kind of get a wider seeder just to speed that process up a little bit. And as I was looking at some of the mods that I have installed, I ran across this Vaderstad Rapide A800SBD, which is a 8-meter seeder, and there's 2 versions of it. We have the standard one, and we have a multi-fruit one. That's the A800SBD multi-fruit, and that allows me to do every available crop in one device, it looks like. And I think that's the one that I want to go ahead and pick up now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase this. Let's see what a fire extinguisher. That's just cosmetic. Let's see what the options are on here. Wheel choices. What does that change? That's an additional $250, but what does it do? I don't think it does anything, but these are things I can always come back and add later if I want to later. So we'll just leave those off and just save that money for now. Work light, front and back. Yeah, we want work lights for sure. So definitely go ahead and add those. Now, what are my color options? Anything under the sun, but we'll leave it for the default now, because these, again, are things I could change at the shop later on if I choose to do so. So we're going to go ahead and purchase this seeder, and we're going to sell the existing pieces of equipment I have. But before I do that, I want to make sure that we have them prepared and painted so we get the best sell back prices for them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Bring this over to the shop. And just park that right there, like so. And I'm gonna hop in the shop, and I already got it open. And I see the retriever. Alright, so 80-75 prepared and repaint for the 21 grand. And then I want to just go ahead and sell this bad boy. Just give me 94,000 back. Alright, so I got that. And now we want to go grab our planter, because we don't need a separate seeder and planter now. So I can go ahead and sell this one as well. And rinse and repeat with this device. And we want to make sure again that it's maxed out in maintenance, fully repainted before we set it back so we can get the most money for it. So let's go in the shop and do the same thing again. Prepare, repaint. And that puts our resale value at $78,752, and we'll go ahead and sell that back. And now we got most of our money back. And now we just need to go to the shop and pick up seeder slash planter that we just purchased. And we should be good to go. And again, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for checking me out. And saying this earlier, and I'll say it again as we get towards the end of tonight's episode. Just whether you're picking me up on Twitch or one of the other social media platforms, or on YouTube channel, whatever the case may be, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know how I'm doing. That's the only way I can get better and get the content out that you want to see. If there's stuff you want to see me do, if you have any questions about the game and game mechanics or that stuff, if you like, you got some suggestions of some other games you'd like to see me live stream or produce some content for, just let me know. I play a variety of different games. My primary focus is on these days is on Farming Simulator 22, Grand Theft Auto Online, although I haven't put any content on my channel in regards to Grand Theft Auto Online. That's another game that I do spend a lot of time playing. I have actually a real diversified list of games that I play. I'm usually on sports games as well, although I don't have any live content on my channel not concerning sports games at the moment. I'm also an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, so I do play a variety of different stuff and things. I'm a big State of Decay 2 fan. I'm also currently playing through Baldur's Gate 3 right now, so I have that on deck, but I'm not live streaming that right now. But if you would like me to see me do that, I can. Just let me know what you'd like to see. Welcome. Looking forward to your comments. Alright, so we got our seeder slash planter, and we're going to bring that back to the yard. And as you can see, we got some leftover fertilizer shot from some of the contract work I've been doing off camera. But we're going to bring this back to our yard and get it all loaded with seeds and fertilizer. And we're going to first of all finish getting our grass down on our grass field. And the next thing we need to work on, because again, we're playing with precision farming, and I want to make sure I do everything in the proper order, order with precision farming, so that we max out our environmental score and therefore also max out our environmental score bonuses. So one of the things you have to do is immediately after you plant, you need to roll your field. So the next thing I'm going to be working on is grabbing a roller and rolling all of the fields that I just planted, and I need to do that today, because you need to do that immediately after you plant. If you don't roll immediately after you plant, you won't get that opportunity to do so again. You can still do it, but it won't clear the needs rolling condition on your field. And rolling, yeah, you might ask, okay, what's the purpose of rolling? What does it do? It provides a small yield bonus for the crops. I think it's 2.5 to 5%. It's not a required thing, but it is useful to get that bonus, and also just to clear that what I call that nag screen that you see when you're looking at your field information, because if you don't roll, then you're going to see that needs rolling when you're looking at your fields and your field information until you harvest that field and change that state of the field. But you'll kind of see what I'm talking about here in just a few minutes as we get over here back to the field. Because all of my fields that have been planted are all showing that needs rolling condition now. First thing we want to do here is we want to come around here to our newly placed silos, and then one other thing I did do off camera here is we kind of cleaned up around our silos, some of the foliage that was around our silos here, and put down did a little bit of landscaping here as well, as you can see. Need to covers here, and we need to get some seed and fertilizer going here. Now let's start with the seed. Alright, seed I got all the way to 97%. So let's go ahead and max it on out, because we'll always need seeds, so there's no overfilling for seeds, but we just don't need to overshop right now, so we just buy what we need until we need to get some more. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we got 100% on seeds, and now we want to fill our fertilizer. Alright, so, well, the fertilizer silo is empty right now, so I need to fill that. And again, we don't need to overshot. We'll start at 5,000 liters. Again, start filling. Alright, there we go. So we got our seed, we got our fertilizer. And gotta make this hard turn right here. We don't want to run over the field, even though I got crop damage turned off right now. Still, old habits are hard to break. Just want to make sure we got this thing set on the right crop. We want to make sure it's set on grass. And then we want to go out here and finish planting our grass on field 3. This bad boy folded out. And actually, let me clean up this headland that I have around it, and then we'll come back and I'll see about if I want to turn the worker loose on it. But let me go ahead and lower the seeder. Turn it on, and let's go get it. And now we're planting at a width of 8 meters, so this should go a lot faster than what it was doing when I was doing my planting slash seeding off camera. Thankfully, I did that off camera, so you guys didn't necessarily have to endure watching me do that, but you watched me do enough of it here to get a nice little feel for kind of what we were doing off camera. And I just need to go ahead and get this grass down as quickly as possible, because we got to come back and roll these fields, and we need to roll these fields today. Because we're on day 2 in March. Also, if you didn't notice, we on a different day than we were on when you last saw me in the series, because we While we did do all those things off camera, it did take a certain amount of time, game time, to get those things accomplished. Alright, try to get this lined up as best that I can, straighten it up as best that I can, and then we'll let the AI worker go get to it. I'm going to watch him here for a little bit just to make sure he's on the right track. And I'm going to work on the next big thing is we need to find a roller. Where we at? And work on getting our fields rolled. Where we at? I don't know what category. Rollers should have their own separate category. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. There we go. Rollers. And we want to use this mod right here, the Power Roll 1230 HD multi-roller. And make sure that, actually I'm going to go ahead and buy this piece of equipment, because this is something that we will need and we will be utilizing quite a bit. What's the horsepower requirement? 160. Okay, so my own tractor, small tractor, is 145, and my medium tractor, what I like to call Big Slow, my John Deere 4755, is 190, but it's just not that fast. So I'm going to use my faster tractor to at least go to the shop and pick that roller up. But I'm going to use my 4755 to do the work once I get it on the yard. So let's go do that first. At some point I'm probably going to trade that I'm not even going to say probably, but I am going to trade that 4755 in for something a lot more punchy, if you will, with a little more horsepower and speed. Because I kind of want to have 3 categories of tractor: small, medium, and large. So we're going to have to, at some point in the not too distant future, we are going to update our whole tractor family. And I'm kind of all over the place with my tractor brands. I'm partial to the green brand. I love John Deere, but I'm actually probably most partial to the red brand, but not this one right here that you might think, but the other red brand, that the Massey Ferguson's. Then I like the Case IHs, and I also like the orange brand, the Kubota. Probably say my least favorite brand. Well, I don't have a least favorite tractor brand, but not really. Alright, so we're headed to the shop now to pick up the roller, and we're going to go ahead and kind of simultaneously be working on getting our fields rolled while the worker finishes up the planting. And hopefully we can do a couple of different things at the same time here, just to move things along a little more quickly. And also, if I have time, I'll take a peek at the contracts here and see if there are any contracts available that we can work with earn some additional cash too. But first thing first, we need to work on stuff on our farm and get that going and straightened out before I move on to anything else. Then we'll get back to working on contracts and see if we can get earn some additional money doing some other activities. Yeah, you see this is much faster here bringing this back with that 4755 would have took me what would feel like days just to get to the shop and then bring that all back to the main farm. And just thinking out loud, when I do upgrade I trade up my tractors again, I probably do an assortment of brands just to have a little diversity on my farm and whatnot, just so you guys can see some of the different equipment in the game and available in the in-game mod hub, and what I have installed a little bit as well. But again, because I'm on console on the Xbox Series X, everything you see that I use is always going to be stuff from the in-game mod hub. And just if you have any questions about anything that I'm using, definitely let me know and I'll get that information out on to you on where you can find it and who the mod makers are and all of that. So that's something that I'm kind of slacking on right now, and I've got to get better about that, is actually identifying some of the mod makers and making sure I'm giving them shout outs for some of the different mods that I'm using, especially some of these favorites of mine. Alright, so I'm gonna drop that off here, and we'll go ahead and park the Kid Dynamite here back over here, although he could probably pull the roller. But I'm gonna see how the 4755 does with it first, because it's got a few more horses on it. It's not a speedy tractor, but it is a powerful tractor. And alright, I came around in the wrong direction there, so we're just gonna run over some grass, but no biggie. Excuse me. Now, first of all, let me show you what I was talking about the whole needs rollings. Say that you're seeing the field information. And you see it here. This field, in the field info, it shows who the field is owned by, crop type, weed, it's growing, but I also see that on the bottom it says needs rolling. If you don't clear that needs rolling condition within a specific time frame, that needs rolling condition will not clear, even if you come back with a roller later on and try to do it. You only have a small window in which to actually roll, and if you don't hit it, then that condition will not clear. So you again see that in your field information until you harvest that field. I'm gonna make sure that we're hitting the mark on that now, and we are not. Okay. Now I am slightly confused. Make sure I don't have this set on the grass rolling settings, and let me go check. Because right now this one has me a little puzzled. No, we got it set to the field rotor configuration. Alright, so let's go out there and try this one more time, and I'm sure I'm not out of my mind. I've done this all before. I don't know why it's trying to make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about now. But this game is so quirky sometimes, I don't even know. Let's try it once more. Sure. Multi-roller. There we go. Now it should say. Okay. Okay, it's still Alright, it's clearing. It's taking a second to update, bruh. Alright, so let me just do this right here so we can give our friendly neighborhood worker enough room to work where they won't be confused. Let me go ahead and do a headland around the entire field. Sure we don't miss any of the edges there. Because I don't have any other visual indicators other than the texture on the field here to let me know what's rolled and what's not at the moment. So it's kind of hard to see, so I'm just gonna eyeball it right now. I know some of you might be asking, okay, is that additional 2.5 to 5% worth it? And that's just personal preference. It just all depends on how you want to play. It's definitely not a required thing. It's just an optional thing. All right, come around here. And I don't know how I'm gonna get this figured out when we get into some of the more inside elements of this field, because I'm not clearly going to be able to see what's missed and what's done, because the texture looks the same as the previous texture. I don't even know. Think about it. Just thinking out loud. When I come back to my starting point. All right. Well, might be able to see a little bit. It looks like the rolling texture is a little bit lighter, but that's still very hard to see. Okay, there we go. Now look at this. Tractor and worker. Line up as best that I can see. Or I think I can see. Alright, let's see if we got it. Alright. Now, do I have a filter where I can see? Okay, we can see it, and it does show it here on the filters. Okay, that's helpful. Alright, let's go see how our cedar guy is doing. Alright, he's almost done. So we're gonna sit for him with a few. and go back and go over the field real quickly to touch up any spots he might have missed. Alright, our guy's done. So let's keep the equipment unfolded and let's just kind of do a little survey around the field and see any trouble spots. I see 2 already right there, little tiny spots. Lower receiver, turn on. Let's make sure we cover those 2. Lift it up, keep it turned on just in case. Let's continue driving around the field and see what else we can find. Alright, everything else looks happy, so we're going to fold it up. I think we're done here. And let's take a peek at the heads that's up display to make sure. Looking at the filter. See the growth is growing. Got your grass. Yep. Alright. And let's go to the need, back to the need soil composition filter, and what it shows has a needs rolling filter, and that's where we're going to stay at here till we finish getting all these fields rolled. And what you're going to see me do now is this is probably just going to be best practices going forward when I remember, at least when I use certain pieces of equipment, just to go ahead and do my maintenance after each use. Go to the shop. Alright, and do our maintenance on our vehicles, on our tractor, repair, seeder, repair. And we're not worrying about painting equipment unless you're getting ready to sell it and you want the max value for resales. So we'll just make sure we got our repairs up to date and current. At this point, done with our seeding and planting, so we can go ahead and park this machinery back in the shop. Or in a shed in the shop. Alright, and that's that. So we got our contract roller, excuse me, working on our rolling, and we're just going to have one of them going at a time right now. So now will be a good time to take an opportunity to take a peek at contracts to see if we have any available contracts out. We do not. So we're basically maxed out on the different things that I think we can work on and do right now. Unless I choose to lease another roller and use one of my other tractors to roll at the same time. Right now we're still trying to conserve our money till we have a better, much larger operating budget. So I don't want to do that. So we kind of just babysitting our roller guy for a little while. I think we might want to speed that up. So we will, because I don't want this whole evening's episode to be just about rolling. So let me see if we can kind of advance that a little bit. We'll also lease a second one, and have our other tractor working on some of our other fields with a different setup. So let's go do that. I guess one of the things that we could talk about while we're on this nice little drive back to the shop was one interesting issue that I did run into off camera was that one of the tractors that I was using ran out of gas while I was doing all of the other stuff I was working on off camera. And when that happened, I kind of ran into a scenario that I hadn't faced too often in game. The last time it happened to me, I went about doing a different process on getting my vehicle refilled. I had a tanker truck at the time, and it's a multi-liquid transport, so I just filled the transport up with a little bit of gas and rode out to the vehicle. I was on the field and had run out of gas, and I finally got the refuel dialogue while I was out in the field. But for some reason, I was doing something similar, off camera. I was having problems with the vehicle recognizing that the tanker was out there in the field and even right next to the vehicle that needed refueling. And so I don't know what that is, whether that's a game mechanic thing or something. That's something I have to figure out more, probably off camera, but I don't want to often run out of gas and while you're out in the field. But anywho, just interesting how even if you have a fuel tank and you drag that out to the field, it doesn't seem to want to work with your vehicles out in the field. So I'm wondering how certain tanker trailers only used to haul fuel from one tank to another tank, but you can't use them to refuel vehicles out in the field. But now the case, once I ran into that, I did go out on the mod hub to see if there's any other mods out there that could probably help me to resolve that issue in the future, and I ran across a couple of gives me diesel can mods, and I did install one, so if the server comes up again in this series, I have another way to rectify that situation. I don't know what's up with that. It's a little bit strange to me why there would be limitations on that mechanic. Like if you have a tractor with a diesel tank attached to it, you should be able to refill out and fuel from that diesel tank, or at least logic would prevail that you should be able to. But for whatever reason, when I ran into that yesterday, it was not working. No matter how close I tried to move the tanker to the vehicle that needed refueling, I tried driving all around it, facing different directions, but I just never got that refuel option. So I really don't know what was going on with that. Is that specific to the tanker? I don't really know. I'm sure you guys are admiring my wonderful driving skills as I'm driving all in and out of ditches and all of that good stuff. Just remember, I set this to a field roller, so I can't use this roller on the grass field roller because I need to have it set to the grassland field setting. And because I lease this one, I can't change any of the settings on it, so I have to use this one on my other field over here. So this will be a quick lease because I can only use it on one of the two fields that I have open and available that still need to be rolled. Alright, here we go. So, let's go ahead and get the roller unfolded. And we're working on field 9 right now, which is the other field that I own. One of the other fields. And just like we always typically do, we're going to go ahead and manually do a headland around the field first. And then I'm going to turn an AI worker loose on this field as well. Alright. Like I was saying, once we get this headland done around this field, then we'll flip this tractor around and get a worker going on this field as well. And it's the main super important objective is we want to get all these fields rolled on the same day that we plant. In fact, one could probably say that if you're trying to maximize your yield, even if you're not playing with precision farming, you still want to roll right after you plant. Let's do this one. Back it down, back it down. Alright, so and now we're just kind of keeping a watchful eye on our AI workers. And that didn't look last long. Looks like we already have one guy down. Alright, now I think we'll just kind of keep an eye on it from there. Oh, you missed another little chunk over there too, dude. Well, of course, they're both missing chunks, aren't they? Yep. But we'll get it figured out. I just don't want to go really micromanaging per se. But clearly for both of these guys, I'm going to have to come back behind them and touch up some stuff that they missed. Okay, with one guy and one lady. Kind of look in here and see our hired hand. That might make for an interesting screenshot right now. So let me go ahead and let me get that out of the way right now. That. Alright, so there we go. Got my screenshot out of the way. And this guy had enough wherewithal to come back and get the spot that he missed. Now let's see if he figures out. Nope, he does not. Figured out how to get back to the other part of the field that he didn't work yet. And he lost it. So we're going to kind of help him along there. Get him in the right position. And get him back on track. All right. I see some tiny, tiny little spots here and there that he missed as well. We'll try to see if we can buff those out as well, if you will. Just hop over to that guy and kind of watch him work too a little bit. So, it's always kind of interesting sometimes how my throat doesn't start acting up until I get on the live and I'm talking all day with no issues, and then get on the live and bam, start having voice issues. As you guys know, if you've been following the series, I have been doing the last few episodes kind of feeling a little bit slightly under the weather a couple of times, because I've kind of been dealing with a little bit of a bug for the last couple of weeks. So I'm still trying to get that cleared up, not the system. Still not 100% clear yet, but it definitely doing much better. And this little stuff that I got going on right now is just really some remnants of that stuff. Get that nasty stuff out the system. Or as like the Hulkster used to say back in the day, for those of you who are old enough to get this reference. But kids, you gotta say your prayers and eat your vitamins, literally. So, and these things definitely will hold true as you get a little older. see a little dot there that my guy missed on this side. I got 2 dots here and another dot there. Here a dot, there a dot. Everywhere dot dot. And this one even has a little red area there. Don't know what that is, but whatever that is, you probably won't know for sure till the crop starts growing. Or at least you get to the point where you can actually see the crop. Alright, and there's a quick peek at the environmental scores on all of my fields currently. As you can see, we're about halfway where we want to be, but we're making progress. And some of the stuff that we're doing now is the preliminary work to get where we need to be. As you can see, each of the fields all have about the same issues, but otherwise their numbers are almost identical. And in fact, I'm not sure why field 9 is 1 point less than the other two, but who knows. And I don't know why field 3's nitrogen score is so much lower than the other two, but even looking at here, 9 is not as great as 4, when they all should be looking like 4. How's that guys doing? Soil comp. Let's see. This guy's in a spot where he might lose a brain cell, but it still has at least one more pass to probably make before he loses track of where he's at. Well, I like it or hate it, and this has turned into the field rolling episode. And I hope you are enjoying it, folks. I just want to make sure I keep a loose eye on both of them, both workers, and make sure that I don't lose track of anybody. All right, and man down. Let's see where we're at. Alright, so he's back on. Let's see how our other guy's doing. Both guys are still making the cut right now. Just gotta keep a watchful eye on both teams. I expect this one to be conk out here anytime now. Let's see how he does after he knocks this piece out. And that should do it for him. So now let's go do some touch-up work. See, spot here somewhere that it says I missed. Okay, got it. Another one up here somewhere. visually see this one, so let's see if I can knock this chunk out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oops, and I got some missed bits. So, alright, so let's go back up here and see if I can get those covered. Alright, should be right around this area somewhere. Running into little bits and pieces that I missed, so it seems, and definitely trying to get those cleaned up. Alright, we know that little bit is there. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna get that one cleared up. Yeah, I think it is that little bit. I see that one little weed at. Yeah. Alright, so I think that one's gonna be happy. But we can get all the other spots hopefully. Alright, let's see if I can get it turned around. Alright, stop swinging on me. Alright, that's that. On this bit, the field is fully rolled. So now let's go do our maintenance and reconfigure the roller for doing the grass field. Alright, do a little repairs. And if you want to do customize on the roller and switch it to a grass roller. And hit A to customize again. Alright. And then we're going to hop back in our tractor, reattach everything before I take off. And now we're going to drive out to our grass field and roll it. If you're new to the game, you wonder why I had to switch it out to grass rolling. Rolling a grass field versus a regular field creates different field conditions. When you're rolling a grass field, you can actually introduce another field state as well as reduce your need for weeding, because it kind of interprets that as not weeding but fertilizing, excuse me. It gives you a bonus. Rolling a grass field with a grassland roller basically gives you a bonus fertilizing state. Make sure that's happening. may be doing it wrong. Let me make sure. I think that's clear. No, it's not. Alright, so I still need to keep it on the other state now. I just have to come back and roll it after the grass is up. The grass first starts growing. And that's when we want to do it. Right now, we just keep it as a field roller. Alright, let's just customize. Oh, it does mulching too, huh? Grass roller, mulching roller, field roller. Customize, configuration, change. Alright, so now we got this whole thing reconfigured. Let's see if it gives me what I'm looking for. Yeah, I know it's already doing it because I can see field texture changing. Check the display as well. Can see it in the display. So that's a good thing. Not sure why this so tractor's struggling to pull right now. Alright, turn the worker loose on that one. And while he's doing that, let's see if we can do a cleanup on the other job we had going. I should have one spot right in front of me. And I missed it. Got it that time. Where's this other one at? I just hold this line. I should be able to go around the field and hit these other ones. Alright, let's go down the side here, clean up any spots along the side. It looks like one small one up here. Alright, looks like we got that one. Actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just go ahead and turn that lease piece of equipment because we're done with it. And that's all we got going on for now. We just got to finish rolling that last field of mine. And that'll be it. Alright, back at the main farm. Let's get our maintenance in. Start there. Alright. Go with this tractor at least momentarily. You just got to finish rolling on field 9 and it'll be a wrap for everything that we can get done here on day 2 in March, which is, remember, with 2-day months, the equivalent of the second half of the month of March, or March 16th through 30th. March, I think, has 31 days. Just checking the soil composition filter here. Got quite a ways to go on this one. That's the last thing we got for tonight's episode. And it doesn't look like we're getting to anything else tonight. And in fact, the way this is going, I may be finishing this up off camera. shall see. And as usual, I'll continue to work contracts off camera, and we come back in the next episode, let you know where we're at and what we got going, and just pick it up from there. As we come up here and work our way towards the end of tonight's episode, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and checking me out and giving me a little bit of your time. Like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, what are you doing? I'm Bose831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms. Twitter, which I still call it Twitter. I know it's X these days, but you can call it what you want to. But I'm on there as Bose831 Gaming. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you love. Let me know what you don't. Either way, just let me know. Let me know. And these episodes in my series will also be uploaded to my Bose831 Gaming on my YouTube channel, usually in their entirety, uncut. The same thing applies there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, let's take a peek at the filter again. How we doing? Still got a decent amount to get knocked out there, but and we're doing on time, coming up on the final 10 minutes of the night tonight. So let's see which gives first. Right. Let's see. Minutes in. Display. Yeah. A chunk at a time. Now this next pass should chop it up a little bit better, though. And it looks like once we get this finished, we'll have a couple of spots. Obviously, you can see over there on the left side down at the bottom. But we have to touch up as well. And he's still missing a few spots here and there, but as always, we'll come back through and touch that up after the fact. All right, coming up on the final 5 minutes tonight. The final five. All right. And once our worker finishes up here and shuts it down, and we're going to take manual control, and then I'll touch up these little missed spots here. We got three big ones over here and one small, couple of small ones up here and one there. And then whatever he leaves here as we finish it up today. Alright, there we go. Let's get this turned around. Turn it. Lower. Alright, got those spots touched up. Got another spot on this side of the field. Roll it down and keep going forward. That's where we're going to call it at tonight, folks. Thank everyone for tuning in. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And it's been another episode of Bose 8831 Gaming. Live on Twitch. I'm Simulator 22 on Missouri. And I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night, everyone.